Welcome to part 4 of the Toyota Celica clutch install. I've had a lot of help with some friends. Yep, there's always one in every group. So it definitely started raining. The ground is definitely wet, so I'll be laying in puddle for the rest of the time. We did get the transmission mount in, which wasn't too bad. I was thinking I'd paint all the brackets, clean and paint all the brackets when I put all this back together, but at this point with the rain, the paint probably take forever to dry, and I just got to get this car done now. So I got my crewmates there helping me put this back together. So there's a rack. I spent a lot of time pressure washing it. There's still grease in spots, but I can't seem to get out. It was degreased, pressure washed for a long time, still grease. So you never know, I guess. Just do the best you can. So it's not gonna get any better than this. We're gonna shove that up in there next. It's actually not too heavy. What does this weigh? I'm gonna say probably about 60 pounds. It's not too bad. Oh, it's gotta come in more. That jack's gonna have to go that way more probably. Which way? Oh, this has to slide that way more. All right. All right, go up, pull it back a little bit, a little more. Okay, go up. Pull it back.
Oh, shoot, wow.
Pull it back. Oh, that's not good. Oh, the humidity. Down to 2 guys. All right, well, we're gonna get this back up on the jack stand, or back up on the jack, and we'll put this back into place. Hopefully there's no more accidents. All right, go up again. Oh, hold on. All right, good. Go up, keep going. Make sure that goes in the steering shaft, goes in the hole there. Keep going. Oh, hold on. We're stuck on something here, somewhere. The hole's lined up. No, it's gotta come this way. All right, go up. Yeah, hold on. No, we're stuck on something. Yeah, drop it down. I got this in. There's 4 mounting bolts. 1, 2, and then there's same spot on the other side. So subframe is in. So next thing, there's the bracket that holds the shift cables was put on, which you got to make sure there's the bolts that go from the transmission to the engine. There's one of the bolts is hidden behind this bracket, so you got to make sure that's in and tight because you can't get to it again once the bracket goes on. Then the shift cables are going to be next, and I'm not sure what we're doing after that. All right, shift cables are in. Retainer clips here are in. Retainer clips there are in. I think we've got, we plugged in the, I think that's a reverse sensor, and plugged in the speedometer sensor. I'm just looking around to make sure there's a lot of clips like this to hold on hoses, plugs, wire harnesses. There's a big clip right under here to hold this main wire harness in place. So make sure that is all connected and secured, because once all the stuff goes in, you can't get to it anymore. There's a couple of grounds on the transmission. I made sure we got those reconnected. Of course, the transmission mount should be tight by now. So that's in, that's done. Just looking for any other loose wires or plugs. I don't see any. There's the bracket that's the base of the battery tray. That went in. There's 2 nuts and a bolt that goes on there. Starter's got to get done before the front cross member and front transmission mount gets done. So we're going to do the ECM, then the clutch slave cylinder will go in, then the front air box, and that should just leave the battery, which will be done last. I think I'm going to wait to do the axles, the struts, and the plastic lawnmower. We'll put that on later. All right, ECM's in. There's 2 bolts down here. You kind of have to take it. You have to scoop it under the metal plate there. So you can put the bolts in to mount this. We'll move on to, actually, before we do anything else, we need to fill this transmission with gear oil. The flavor I got is a synthetic Lucas gear oil. This is supposed to take 2.5, 2.8 quarts, something like that. So I got 3, should be good enough. By putting the transmission gear oil in now, I can put it in from the top. I'll try to find some rubber hose I can run the hose right into the transmission. That way I don't have to wear my arm out with the pump, trying to pump it for hours to fill it up. All right, dug through the back, found a piece of hose. fuel line. So it should do fine with oil. Should be, yep, small enough to fit in there. And I should be able to stick that onto the quart jug. We're just taking a jug, snipping the top off of it. I can't do this with one hand. Stick the hose on there, and with any luck I can flip, oh man, flip it upside down and let it drain into the transmission. So there we go, automatic filler. We've got our gear oil down to the rubber hose, which goes right into the transmission. And we'll just let that drain there for a little bit. I probably should cut a hole in the top of this, let air in. Probably go a little bit quicker. When you drop the subframe on these Celicas, there is a hose down here, a power steering line, which I don't know, it's right here. I don't know if you can see it moving it. That is very difficult to get off. It is very difficult to get on, but it's just, there's just a spring clamp that holds it on. And then the other power steering line I disconnect is this one here. This just goes up to the power steering pump. It's not impossible to get to. It's a little difficult because of where it's at. All right, starting with the right strut. Put the nuts on the top first to hold it. So then it's just dangling here. I did put some anti-seize on the front drive shafts, mostly because I didn't get done all the stuff I wanted to get done. I need to get the front brakes done on this still. I am running out of daylight, and the temperature is dropping. It is cold, so now it's just kind of a sprint again to get this done. The nice thing is it looks a lot cleaner. You got a lot of the grease, grime, dirt, rocks. There's all kinds of gravel stuck around the steering rack, which is a good thing to check, because those rocks, I know, working back and forth, they will start to wear holes into the rack. All right, so I bolted the steering back together. There's a bolt up here. There's another one down here. They are both splined, so they only go together one way. So I got this all back together. I'm just doing some basic checks here. I know I've got to cable tie this ABS wire that's just dangling because it's rubbing on the tire. But I've noticed this with this brake line. It is wrapped up there, it's twisted. So this is the kind of stuff I'm gonna look out for. I've got some fluid here on the tire. I can see it up here in the lower control arm. It actually runs down the lower control arm from the bolt here. If you get in here, it's actually all over the boot for the axle, and it looks like it's leaking down the back of the engine. I just cleaned everything, so I'm pretty sure that is gonna be from the valve cover gasket. I do need to replace the valve cover gasket. It has a massive leak. There's my parts box. There's the cover for the battery cable. And this is all, there's the battery hold downs. There's the battery hold down bracket. There is the nuts for the battery hold down. There is the sheet metal screws for the front bumper. These 3 bolts are extras. That really worries me. I have no idea where I took those out of, but I took them out of somewhere. So I'm gonna take another look down there and see if I can figure out where they go. All I had to do is unbolt the caliper, just untwisted, put it back on. Good cable tie on there, and she is ready to rally. We're done. I'm gonna drop this down. We'll take it for a quick spin. So according to the instructions, you're supposed to take it easy, just drive slow, take it easy on the clutch, let it break in for 500 miles. 500 miles? Are you kidding me? We're gonna test on this guy right now. Let's hit it! I've noticed about this clutch is the pedal. The pedal is very, very light. The original clutch that was in here It took a lot of effort to depress the clutch pedal. This one, it's almost like it's not even there. There's very little pedal pressure. I don't know if that's normal or not. Even that cheap Amazon clutch had a lot more pedal pressure. Maybe it has to do with not bleeding the clutch either. I should probably do that as a hydraulic clutch. Then make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, and I will see you in the next video.